Number 6. Hashima Island. Hashima Island, also known as Gunkanjima, stands as a small, abandoned isle situated 9.5 miles off the coast of Nagasaki, Japan. Aptly nicknamed Battleship Island due to its shape, this once thriving coal mining hub has been deserted for years, yet it's far from empty. The island's haunting structures and buildings bear the weight of its tumultuous history. The island's journey dates back to 1887 when coal was discovered, leading to its purchase by Mitsubishi in 1890. It then swiftly became a symbol of Japan's rapid industrialization. The first concrete building, a resilient 9-story structure, appeared in 1916, designed to withstand the island's frequent typhoons. The island's expansion continued with buildings constructed primarily by forced Korean and Chinese laborers from 1930 to just after World War II. The grueling conditions earned it the ominous nicknames Jail Island and Hell Island. After the war, Hashima Island experienced a population boom, reaching its peak in 1959 with over 5,000 residents occupying limited living spaces of around 5 feet per person. However, by 1974, the coal mines were depleted, leading to a mass exodus and nature's reclamation of the uninhabited areas. Decay then set in as weather conditions eroded the concrete structures, contributing to the island's eerie atmosphere. In an effort to preserve the site, Japan opened Hashima Island to tourists, making necessary repairs to ensure their safety, and UNESCO even recognized its historical significance by including it on the World Heritage List in 2015, despite opposition from North and South Korea due to the island's dark past as a site of forced labor. Today, visitors can explore Hashima Island, encountering the remnants of its industrial past amidst an unsettling ambiance. Reports of strange occurrences persist, like flickering lights within the buildings despite the absence of electricity, unexplained noises, and chilling cold spots. Some even claim to have felt watched and even touched by unseen hands. Hashima Island, a haunting testament to the complexities of history, remains accessible to those who wish to explore its enigmatic past. And for those unable to visit in person, Google Maps provides a virtual tour of the island's impressive relics. Number 5. Ryugyong Hotel. Construction of the Ryugyong Hotel, situated in North Korea's capital Pyongyang, began in 1987 as an ambitious project with a pyramid-shaped design aiming to exceed 1,000 feet in height. Designed to accommodate over 3,000 rooms and feature 5 revolving restaurants with panoramic views, the hotel was initially projected to open just 2 years later. However, the building's completion timeline veered dramatically off course. The construction reached its intended height by 1992, but it remained a hollow structure devoid of windows for another 16 years. This led to its moniker, the Hotel of Doom, a towering concrete sentinel looming over the city. The hotel's exterior was subsequently covered in metal and glass, with the addition of LED lights that transformed it into an illuminated nighttime spectacle. Throughout its history, construction of the Ryugyong Hotel has been marked by starts and stops. It remains closed to this day, making it the world's tallest unoccupied building. The hotel's inception was a product of the Cold War rivalry between North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union, and South Korea with the support from the United States. Intended as a response to South Korea's achievements, the hotel was meant to be completed in time for the 1989 World Festival of Youth and Students. However, engineering issues and economic strain hindered its progress. The hotel's unusual pyramid shape was dictated by its construction material, reinforced concrete, a departure from steel typically used for skyscrapers. While exterior cladding and LED lighting have been added, interior progress has been slow. Photographs from 2012 revealed minimal interior work, and efforts to complete the hotel have been met with challenges, including the departure of a luxury hotel group due to concerns over structural soundness. Nevertheless, the hotel's facade and LED displays, which showcase North Korea history and slogans, have breathed new life into the structure. Recent years have seen site development around the hotel, and while its future remains uncertain, the Ryugyong Hotel stands as a unique symbol of both North Korea's architectural ambitions and its enigmatic narrative on the world stage. If you had all the money in the world to build anything you wanted, what would you construct? Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and while you're at it, subscribe to the channel. Now let's move on to number 4, the Wonderland Amusement Park. The grand vision of the Wonderland Amusement Park was to establish the largest theme park in Asia, sprawling across a vast 120 acres. The park is located on the outskirts of Beijing in Chenzhuang Village, Changping District. Conceived by the Rainwood Group, a Thai-Chinese property developer with interests in China, the park aimed to leverage its proximity to Beijing, just a 20-minute drive away, to attract visitors from the densely populated region. Launched in 1998, the ambitious project sought to create a Disneyland-style theme park with a central castle reminiscent of iconic Disney landmarks. Themed areas bore uncanny resemblances to Disney parks, prompting speculation that the designers copy their competitors' blueprints, anticipating minimal copyright enforcement in China. However, the landscape of the amusement park drastically shifted when construction came to an abrupt halt that same year. Rumors swirled about the reasons behind the sudden abandonment. Some tales ranged from haunted land to the discovery of mass graves. However, the truth was rooted in financial constraints. The developers ran out of funds, leaving Wonderland unfinished and dilapidated. Efforts to revive the project in 2008 faltered, and the park met its end in 2013 when it was demolished. Over the years, the site became a hauntingly surreal tableau as farmers reclaimed the land, using the unfinished attractions as backdrops for their agricultural pursuits. The castle, intended to be the park's centerpiece, was weathered by the elements, deteriorating into rubble. Other structures, like a medieval-themed village, were gradually reclaimed by nature, with vegetation encroaching upon the once-imagined attractions. While superstitions about ghosts and burial sites emerged, the demise of the park seemed more closely tied to China's property bubble. The fate of Wonderland diverged from Disney's success story in China, and Disney forged ahead with a park in Shanghai which opened in 2016. In the wake of Wonderland's demolition, Rainwood Group's attempts to transform the site into a luxury goods supermarket fizzled, eventually giving rise to the battling Outlets shopping mall in 2015. As the remnants of Wonderland faded into history, Beijing's theme park landscape underwent a renaissance with the impending opening of Universal Beijing, promising state-of-the-art attractions for visitors. At number 3, New York's Dream Rooftop Airport. Delta Airlines recently installed a new rooftop lounge at JFK Airport, yet the history of aviation dreams in New York City goes far beyond this. The intriguing idea of constructing a massive rooftop airport in Midtown Manhattan was proposed in 1946, showcasing the ambition and imagination of the past. The project was spearheaded by real estate magnate William Zeckendorf, who owned iconic properties like the Chrysler Building and the Astor Hotel. Zeckendorf's audacious plans entailed a sprawling 990-acre airport stretching across 144 blocks, elevated 200 feet above street level. This airport building complex would have housed a range of facilities, including restaurants, business spaces, and waiting areas, as well as ticketing offices, much like the functions of present-day Port Authority or Penn Station. Notably, the airport wasn't confined to air travel. It also included piers for ships, illustrating Zeckendorf's multimodal approach. Impressively, the proposed airport could have accommodated 68 aircraft departures an hour, rivaling the operational capacity of existing airports like LaGuardia, Newark, and JFK. The primary allure of this audacious project was the convenience it promised. With Manhattan's bustling population, the Manhattan Airport would have eradicated the need for locals to venture to distant locations like Queens, Flushing, or New Jersey for their air travel needs. And while the central location held appeal, practical concerns couldn't be ignored. Runway overshooting and already congested airspace above New York posed significant challenges. The city already boasted 3 major airports, making it one of the busiest travel hubs globally, casting doubt on the viability of a 4th. The notion of rooftop airports wasn't exclusive to New York. A 1934 Illustrator and Popular Science Monthly depicted a similar area, an airport spanning the River Thames in London, with the runway seemingly converging toward the towering Westminster Palace. This era evidently bred visionary projects. Despite Zeckendorf's proposal not materializing, the fascination with convenient city airports persisted, and in 2009 the Manhattan Airport Foundation humorously proposed an airport in the heart of Central Park, highlighting the ongoing desire for increased air travel accessibility. Remarkably, over 85,000 people signed a petition advocating for the development of a centrally located international air transportation hub in the city, showcasing the enduring interest in the concept. These historical endeavors remind us of the ceaseless pursuit of progress and convenience, even as they remain excluded from the realm of visionary ideas and amusing anecdotes. Number 2, Forest City. Forest City is an ambitious residential development and private town located in the city of Iskandur Putere, state of Johor, encompassing a vast 3,385-acre expanse. First introduced in 2006, this project was aligned with China's Belt and Road Initiative, aiming to reshape the landscape of Iskandar Pateri. The project gained prominence when then Prime Minister Najib Razak inaugurated it in 2016, endorsed by the Sultan of Johor, Sultan Ibrahim Ismail. The initiative was propelled by a joint venture between Esplanade Danga 88 and Country Garden Holdings Limited, holding 40% and 60% of shares respectively. However, the development of Forest City has been contentious from the start. The project was initially aimed at upper-middle-class Chinese citizens seeking offshore investment opportunities, luring them with relatively affordable seafront properties compared to pricey urban areas like Shanghai. But despite early optimism, sales plummeted due to factors such as currency controls imposed by China's leader Xi Jinping, the Malaysian political crisis of 2020 through 2022, and the COVID-19 pandemic, causing the project to be dubbed a ghost town. The environmental toll has also marred Forest City's image. Despite marketing claims of ecologically conscious development, its rapid expansion on reclaimed land raised concerns over habitat destruction, especially within the environmentally sensitive area Rank 1, where development is generally prohibited. The reclamation, initiated in 2014 without the legally required detailed environmental impact assessment, led to environmental and social conflicts, such as reduced catches for traditional fishing villages. Reports of cracks in buildings, sinking roads, and doubts about the long-term sustainability of the development due to hasty reclamation emerged. The project's clients, often Chinese buyers, abandoned units and sold them at significant losses amid geopolitical uncertainties between China and Malaysia. Forest City's history also involves a political shift. When Mahathir Mohamad, a vocal critic of Chinese investment and corruption, assumed office in 2018 and introduced restrictions on foreigners buying property. COVID-19 further exacerbated Forest City's struggles, causing a drastic drop in sales and operational difficulties due to movement restrictions. Although labeled one of the world's most useless megaprojects, Forest City still clings to development hopes, with buildings and golf courses gradually being completed. And despite the challenges and controversies, the development is expected to carry on until its targeted completion date in 2035. And at number 1, Chicago's subway to nowhere. Picture a scenario where you invest your hard-earned money in a venture, but it disappears into thin air. Now magnify this thought. What if you handed over your funds to someone else who promised substantial returns, only to see those promises fall flat? Unbelievable? Well, the people of Chicago have already been a part of it. This story unfolds deep beneath Chicago's iconic Block 37, situated between State and Dearborn at Randolph Street. A decade ago, the Chicago Transit Authority proposed launching a non-stop train service connecting the Loop to O'Hare and Midway airports. The plan materialized only to the extent of a superstation shell beneath Block 37, wedged between the red and blue subway lines. The project was eventually halted due to escalating expenses, funding uncertainties, and doubts about its feasibility. And strikingly, over a decade later, the people of Chicago are still footing the bill. The Civic Federation's Lawrence Missal said, "It was definitely something that was ill-conceived, ill-planned, that was premature in beginning construction." The original idea was for the superstation to serve as a departure point for specialized airport-bound trains, offering seamless travel. However, a consultant study revealed that travelers would still have used the same Blue Line tracks behind slower trains, rendering time savings non-existent. And despite the extravagant vision, the project's cost estimates in 2006 dollars ranged from $771 million to $1.5 billion. The proposal entailed extensive work along the Kennedy Expressway, reshaping overpasses and on-off ramps across 3.7 miles, and reconstructing airport train stations alone would have cost millions. In 2016, the Civic Federation approximated that the project's ongoing cost surpassed $400 million. The original bonds, initially set for a 12-year tenure, were refinanced, extending payments by another 12 years. And all this for an incomplete, locked-up station which will likely never see operation. Photos obtained through a Freedom of Information request showcase a desolate shell of a station, concrete platforms but no tracks or trains. Canceling the project alone cost over $40 million, with hopes that a private vendor might one day take up the challenge. Greg Hines from Crane's Chicago Business aptly labeled the situation wacko, highlighting the power dynamics that sometimes fuel impractical initiatives. The station remains unseen by many due to security reasons, but glimpses indicate a grim, unfinished space. The CTA, while declining an interview, clarified that the superstation originated under the previous administration, absolving the current administration of involvement. The station, though maintained at extremely minimal costs, has no imminent use. So what's the takeaway? This fiasco serves as a cautionary tale, underlining the need for inclusive decision-making and transparent evaluation when embarking on ambitious projects. The lack of comprehensive planning showcases the pitfalls of a vision unvetted and a venture ungrounded. Emsal wisely stated, "This is a classic example of where a failure to plan became a plan to fail." In essence, it underscores the need for careful scrutiny, open disclosure, and a well-structured execution when the city invests in monumental projects. Are there any other abandoned mega projects we left off this list? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.